Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Daredevil Born Again Season 1 Episode 4 is almost here, guys, and I'm excited for it, even though I'm still kind of annoyed by the ending of Episode 3. We spent all that time last episode where Matt was defending, of course, White Tiger, and then revealed him to the public in front of everybody. He didn't even tell him, "Are you White Tiger?" All this stuff. And then he dies. At the end of the episode, he gets murdered by a corrupt cop wearing the Punisher logo. Obviously, it's not Punisher who did it. It's just frustrating because we spent all that time to exonerate him for something he didn't do in episode 2, and he gets free, and then 5 minutes later, he's killed. Like, we don't really get to see the character, right? We don't see White Tiger. We just see the man behind the mask, and I get it, and I understand why they did it, because it's a thing to where, hey, this guy was a hero, but he got exonerated and he was found not guilty for what occurred. Like, they believed his side of the story and his narrative, which is the truth, right? But then he dies because of the corrupt cops and everything. It's like, I understand the narrative and story point. It's just still frustrating to me. So I'm excited to see what happens here in this episode, because I overall have been enjoying Daredevil Born Again. So let's see what happens here, guys. So without further ado, let's get to now. Let's go. Okay.
Sorry about your client, Murdoch.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see my uncle, Hector Ayala.
You're not supposed to be here.
I'm out of jail. A lot of good death in him, huh? Asshole cops were dirty. You got him out of jail. They put a bullet through his head.
It's terrible. He's got to put the mask back on and go after him. Party. Yeah, Fisk, man.
I love the guy.
Peer pressure. She's trying to peer pressure him into staying. At least he has a life, even though he's being forced into this outside of his job. Oh.
Incoming call.
Incoming call.
I thought we might spend some time on something we need to get out of.
Back to therapy.
Until
you were gone. I didn't know when or if you were ever coming back.
You knew.
Tell me about Adam.
Tell me.
You're asking for details?
No.
No.
It was his hands.
Oh God, don't. Who's Adam, by the way? Who is he?
True. He wasn't part of my husband's world.
What world is that? Politics?
Business. When you left, you hurt me.
You never told me.
I never had a reason to.
Did you confront this man?
Yes.
Oh.
We had a dialogue. I did tell him how I felt about you.
We're gonna see this.
About our marriage.
Like, their talk.
And where is Adam now?
I don't know.
Oh, bullshit.
There can be no real healing. Forgiveness isn't just the highest act of love. It is the only way forward.
Oh, this guy. I was wondering why we saw that whole arrest thing.
Blind dude. I paid for that shit last week.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that. Mr. Bradford, generally pay for what you buy that day.
Then they all lying on me then. Could it have been a scroll?
Nope. And the bigger problem we have...
A scroll?
I gotta get home, man. Like I said, I ain't going to jail.
If you decide to fight the case with the video evidence, you take a plea.
No, we ain't doing that. He's not doing
When
that.
you even think about telling me to cop out,
On 30, you do 20.
then I ain't taking it.
In which case, we're going to have to talk.
Look, I don't want to hear no more shit about in which case.
I'm sure you look lovely today.
I'm sure.
8357 Bradford.
If you don't like deterrence, how about incapacitation? Let's just keep him off the streets for 35
Come
days.
on, Sophia.
I'll give your guy 20 days.
He's really stuck on probation.
Did you remind him that the last time that he actually got probation, which was, by the way, 11 cases ago by my count, Mr. Bradford can have 10 days.
10 days.
Just you there, Jessica.
Officer Powell.
Oh.
Thought I recognized that voice. Couldn't have a weak link out there, could you?
Huh?
Or I know he was driving. Ayala made you look bad, didn't he?
You can't see this badge, counselor, because you're fucking blind, but... And I don't know nothing about nothing to do with what happened to Hector Ayala.
An attorney who assaults a police officer? Who obstructs an active investigation? Not something that the Bar Association's gonna take lightly.
You'd have to bring a few more than the last time we met, wouldn't you?
Oh, shit.
This port is a black eye on the face of the city.
Should rebuild it or
Has
tear it
been
down.
for a while. I told the people of the city I was going to come out of the gate strong. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
You can't just decide something and then speak it into existence.
Yes, he can.
This is city government. These things take time.
He doesn't care.
What's your opinion, Daniel?
Daniel.
Opinions are above his pay grade, and we can't get their approval until we ask the public advocate to put it on the docket.
That's the first step.
Yes, sir.
Let's take that step.
Great news.
Great news. Well,
I got you 10 days. If 10 is a miracle.
Look, I said probation and I meant probation.
Stuff, Leroy.
You just don't get it, do you? This shit never ends. I missed my SSI appointment and they cut my benefits. Bad enough trying to live on food stamps, but when they cut it, you come in here and tell me that that's a gift? That I should thank you? It don't matter anyway.
it doesn't matter. I can't watch. I can't watch. Ooh.
How are we gonna fix that?
Can we just stop the singing, please? It won't stop. It's just, they're trying. Oh, he loves it.
Fine. Such talent, and again, you
He
were
doesn't
wonderful.
hear nothing else.
They're calling you a union buster, so we broomed the meeting off the schedule.
More singing. Yeah, he already heard. Yeah.
You are all here to help me execute
He is pissed,
my
dude.
promises. My promises to the people.
This entire thing is my fault. I didn't mean to do it. I know that won't make it right. I know that nothing can. But I went out to a club till 4:30, maybe even 5. I don't deserve this job. And I never did. I believe in you. You'll have my vote forever, and whatever happens to me,
I know how unreliable people can be.
Oh, he knows. Oh, yes.
If you ever do anything like that again,
You're dead.
it will be the last thing that you ever do. Do you understand?
Oh, he's back at the scene of the crime.
9mm to the temple, execution style.
Ooh. It went downhill. Oh, he found it. Uh-oh. What you doing there, Matt? What you doing there, buddy?
I know you're in.
Oh, yeah, it's Frank. It's Frank.
God damn it.
I should have known it was him.
What are you doing here?
Hey, Ben, good?
What do you want?
Clyde and I were shot, Frank. Guess whose logo I found
Oh.
on the bullet casing? Although, here's a thought. You know, you could use all this
Yeah.
to be a service.
Were you a service, Red?
Red.
Did you serve? You pranced around the city in a Halloween costume, beating the snot out of bad guys?
Apologize, I didn't realize you were a victim in all this.
Oh, shit.
I ain't used that pussy ass word my entire life.
Wait, how's that working?
You want to go out there on the street, have at it. But I do not have time for your candy ass hero shit. I'll tell you what I think, Red.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell me.
I
Tell
don't
me.
think you came here for my help. You want to get your hands on somebody, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Want to hurt him. Maybe a little bit scared. That guilt, that shame, that's my home, Red. And I can see it on you. I can smell it on you. It's all over you.
I'm gonna come back another day, Frank. Maybe catch you at a better time.
Let that friend of yours, you save his life.
Fuck. Don't bring him up. Come on.
Say his name. Say his name, you coward. Say his name. Because you ain't done a goddamn thing about it.
Shit.
Oh, God damn it. It's not about him.
No.
Foggy.
Every time I stop moving, I still hear my little boy. I see him. He says, get him, Daddy. Every last single one of them get him. You, because you know you didn't do a goddamn thing, and it's gonna keep eating you. It's gonna keep eating. Every day Bullseye goes to the chow hall, eats his slop.
Yep.
You know he gets to breathe the same air that you breathe. How about old Foggy? He get life.
Shit.
Foggy. When I was a boy,
I was a boy. That line.
What if he fell into the subway tracks? Maybe somebody
Don't
kidnapped
worry about
him.
that. It would never happen.
Maybe he-
How's your day?
Oh, you know.
Oh, therapy with
Garden
Fisk and his
variety
wife. Finally. All the different math and where he keeps all his stuff. Still got it, yep.
Would you agree with that, Adam?
And there you guys have it. I think this was definitely a better episode than last week. Now, to me, last week's episode wasn't horrible, but I think it's the weakest episode so far, episode 3 last week. This was definitely better. And I will say, I think what really elevated this episode is mainly the return of Frank Castle, right? And I think the whole entire scene between Frank and Matt was honestly one of the best scenes of Born Again so far, I think, in terms of the dialogue, the tone, and just the way that scene played out between them two, because we haven't seen these characters interact in a while. And to see now, finally, Punisher is back, right, after being gone for a while. John Bernthal hasn't missed a step. And I love the point in the conversation where we're talking about what is in Frank's head. Like, I see my little son, my little boy. Do it, Dad. Do it. Like, every time he goes for a kill, do it. And I do it. I do it. And then he's saying, that's eating at you. Foggy is eating at you. You see him. He speaks to you. 100%. And now Matt is conflicted. And now we see him on the rooftop, you know, mess around with the baton and everything. He is getting back into, I think, Daredevil mode. He's not there yet, but he is slowly getting back to that point because he's slowly starting to investigate on his own what really happened. He has a pretty good idea of what happened and who actually killed White Tiger, and the fact that he confronted that cop. And he was listening to his heartbeat, and I don't think it shifted or changed when he was talking, but he knows that it is a corrupt set of cops that worship the Punisher, or basically the idea of the Punisher, and that's the whole reason why he went to Frank. But I think it's more so Frank is in a really dark spot, always has been, and I think Matt was there for ulterior motives too, on top of the fact that the casing had the Punisher logo. And I think Frank saw right through it. That's why you really hear, you smell of the guilt, you smell of the fact that you didn't do anything. He breathes the same air, right? He goes and gets slop. He breathes the same air as you. He got life. What happened? What about Foggy? Did he get life? And the thing is, too, Matt tried to kill Bullseye. He threw him off the building. Like, you know, that was his intention, was to kill him. That was the whole point of throwing him off, because he wanted him dead. He probably wasn't even thinking in the moment, but he just threw him off. Pretty intense shit. Love that scene. Seeing Fisk get really upset and really angry in that one moment before he kind of started to calm down a little bit, I think that was really a powerful scene to see Fisk really lose his mind and anger, because he's been playing really subdued and calm, because that's who Fisk is, but deep down that anger is boiling, and we see it really erupt in that scene. He goes back to being calm though. And at the end, of course, Adam is locked up in a cage. I don't know if Vanessa knows he's down there. My assumption is she does know, but who's to say? It really doesn't matter regardless if she knows or not, or whatever, because he chose to put Adam down there, right? Because there was a theory of who Adam actually is, and watch it be revealed, and it's not actually Adam, it's like a character we know. Now, it's probably gonna be somebody we didn't know, and the whole justification of it is, it's the fact that we're causing tension in between Vanessa and Fisk, and for him to get to the point where forgiveness. I don't think he's letting Adam out though. I think he's gonna kill Adam. He's gonna kill him, and that's his forgiveness. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? But I will say, there are still certain things the show is doing that I feel like is not really connecting with me personally. Number one, I think having Fisk, Wilson, I keep saying Fisk, but and Vanessa having therapy sessions with, of course, Matt's girlfriend. So the connection there, I understand. But I don't know. Like, I understand it's for character development for Fisk and Vanessa, but I don't know. It feels like we could be doing something else with this particular part. I'm not saying, hey, let's remove Vanessa out of the picture and just focus on Fisk entirely. I'm just saying I think maybe we could have done something else storyline-wise. But I guess they had to justify even more so Matt's new girlfriend, who is a therapist, right? So they had to justify and have this incorporated into the mix. Oh, I just kind of wish I was more invested in it. The other thing, too, the guy that that Matt was helping, who had a lot of different, like, petty thefts and all that kind of stuff, and he was arrested. I was wondering why we were kind of sticking on watching him getting arrested. It was kind of a weird moment. I'm like, what's the point of this? But I'm thinking there has to be a reason. That isn't something in the editing bay where they're like, let's just keep this random moment where this guy gets arrested by the cops. There was going to be some sort of connection later, and then we see, of course, where Matt is helping him out. I don't know. I understand the point they're trying to make in terms of like, hey, the reason why I'm pushing to get, probation is because last time I was in jail, or one of the times, I lost my access to food stamps, and it's so hard to get that back. And I'm struggling, and I can't get out from being, basically drowning in the kind of situation I'm in. So I understand the point they're making there. I just felt like, I don't know. I felt like they maybe could have approached it differently. Because when they said how many times he's been in jail and all that kind of stuff, well, the question is, okay, how many times was actually, it makes sense because he actually did a bad thing, or he's struggling and he has to do it. Like, I'm just trying to find that balance there, and I feel like they just weren't really, like, it was more so just like having this guy like really complain and really shit on Matt. And he's, whatever he's taking, because he understands, okay, a blind, lawyer and all that stuff. I kind of wish I was just more invested in that too, because that took up a good amount of time in the episode, and I think they could have approached it differently or rewritten something else entirely for it to be, at least for me, more interesting. But I get the point they were trying to make with that whole segment. I just wish they maybe would have explained it, or maybe just handled it or wrote it a little bit differently. Personally, Daredevil Born Again to me is working on some fronts. Sometimes it's not, and I want to love this show, and I'm enjoying the show. I don't love it, though. I'm not loving it right now, and it's unfortunate, but I'm just being honest. Like, there are certain aspects I'm really enjoying. There's certain character things they're doing I think is pretty good. Other times, I wish it would, but I get it because Daredevil Born Again is not Daredevil Season 4. Like, that's what they're saying. Like, that's what, that's what Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio is saying. Like, we see it as Season 4 Daredevil, but it really isn't. Because once Karen and Foggy are removed, especially, now I know Foggy's dead. Is he really dead? Who knows? But they're saying he is, but and Karen's gone, it really changes a lot of the dynamic of the show. It really does. And you really feel that difference. So on one hand, I'm enjoying what they're doing with the show, changes and all, even though I'm not enjoying everything. On the other hand, I am missing those key elements that I think would have actually made this show better. Because I think if Foggy and Karen were actually around, and maybe they weren't consistent like main regulars, but they were like kind of recurring or had more, or had smaller roles, but they still had an impact in the narrative. They were both around. I feel like the show would be better. Personally, I think Daredevil Born Again is trying, and it's succeeding in areas, others not so much. The tease of Muse, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a tease. We'll see more of him later on, but I kind of wish we would have maybe had more of him in this introduction in the show, because right now all we've seen, even though he was introduced episodes prior, where we see him as basically at the book signing. Hey, I thank you for doing so much. I think I need your help and all that something. Okay, that's Muse, but then when we finally see him in the mask and everything, sorry. He's carrying a guy, and then he's draining the guy's blood or something. So I don't know. I feel like they should have done more with this actual introduction per se in the show here. But anyways, so I guess we'll see more of him next week. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know what you guys thought of the episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.